your writing task is to write a referral letter regarding Miss Cassandra Kinser, who is diagnosed with lip laceration and urinary tract infection, to her general practitioner Travis Wren at Punch Road Medical Clinic. Here you are a nurse at St. Vincent's Hospital where Miss Cassandra Kinser is presented, and you are writing a letter to her GP requesting follow-up care and treatment. Let us look into the case note first. If we look into the case note in detail, we can see there are two dates given, that is the admission date and the discharge date. We can see that the admission and discharge date are same, that means she was not hospitalized. Here, you have to mention the discharge date in the introduction paragraph of the letter, and the date of the letter will be the discharge date or current date, since today's date is not specifically given in the case note, and it is essential to know when the service should be provided. The name and age of the patient is important and should be mentioned in the reference part of the letter. You can avoid the marital status, social background and past medical history while framing the letter because her GP already knows this information. Admission diagnosis, medical progress, nursing management, assessment and discharge plan are relevant and should be mentioned in the letter. But you can avoid writing the frequency of the medicine usage given under the nursing management section because this is a letter and not a prescription list, or instead you can simply say the medication list are attached with this letter. Taking all these points, we have to prepare a letter in an organized manner. Now let us see how we can write a letter with the help of a sample letter written by a candidate from India. The date and address written are correct. In the salutation, it would be better to use the title Doctor instead of Mr. since he is a general practitioner. In the reference, we don't have to write age to 32. Instead, you can simply say 32 years. Moving to the introduction paragraph, this is to update the current health status of Ms. Kinser, who requires follow-up care as she was diagnosed with urinary tract infection and she is being discharged today. Which is okay, but since the patient here is not admitted, you can simply avoid saying she is being discharged today. The candidate also missed out relevant information, that is, she also has lip laceration. It would be better if you could write like, this is to update the current health status of Ms. Kinser, who requires follow-up care and treatment as she was diagnosed with urinary tract infection and lip laceration. Moving to the second paragraph, we can see that the candidate has deviated from the letter format to a prescription list by mentioning the frequency of all the medicines. Here instead you can say all the medication lists are attached here, which is more than enough. The first sentence written has a small grammatical error. Here it says Miss Kinser presented with complaints of, which is wrong, and instead you should write Miss Kinser was presented with complaints of. Another important thing is that the assessment part is missing, which is very important when you're writing the letter to a doctor. Moving to the last paragraph, it would be greatly appreciated if you could monitor antibiotics and provide further treatment urinary tract infection. Here it would be much better if you could write this in a detailed manner. Like, Ms. Kinser requires treatment for UTI as her urine appears infected, and please monitor her antibiotics. She has an appointment at Sexual Health Clinic to rule out STD because of her unprotected sexual practice, which is much better and impressive. Here, the information regarding the Sexual Health Clinic appointment, which is a very important one, is not mentioned in the letter. Coming to the wind-up sentence, you have to mention the name of the patient along with the sentence. Then it becomes, please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any queries regarding Ms. Kinser. The sign-off written is correct. Here, this letter has made a fair attempt but not a great one. Considering all these facts, this letter will score 280. Thank you.
New method for OET learning. How are you preparing? Online or offline? For speaking and writing, you can get tutor reviews. How will you be able to manage your reading and listening? How can you manage your self-practice easier than ever before? Learn OET in Merlin's way. Most successful OET learning method from world's best online trainer. Chat now, mentormerlinexam.com.